Yeah, yeah, yeah. Roll up the green, hit the links with RGB. Pitch, putt, and puff, it's our podcast theme. Talking Burton Bogies, hole in one dream. Golf cart cruising, we're the illest team. Pitch, putt, and puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff. Got my clubs in the trunk, blunt in the front. Tee off in the noon, cause we don't bunt. Discuss in the course, weed strains for lunch. Straight shooters on the greens, not a front. Pitch, put and puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff. Smoking aces, laces tied tight. With a puff we fly, elevate the night. Golf ball soaring, higher than a kite. Fairway to heaven, shining real bright. Pitch, put and puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff.
And welcome back to another episode of the Pitch, Putt, and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Before we get rolling tonight, going to be a solo episode. Going to get into a little bit of the cannabis and golf, the rise of the stone golfer, and we're also going to break down this weekend's matchups for the Pitch, Putt, and Puff scramble. Just going to have the 8 of the original guys out there this weekend and get in on some scramble action. But before we do that, got to give a shout out to some sponsors, starting off with my guy Marty over at Trouble Up the Tee. Make sure you guys check out troubleupthetee.com. Use promo code PUFF20. PUFF20 will save you 20% at checkout. Marty's got the fire hats with I'll Go Alone, Never Lay Up, Camel Chasing, Gulf of America, and Scratch Golfer. A whole new line he just released. Make sure you guys go check him out. He's been a big supporter of the Pitch, Putt, and Puff from the jump. Make sure you guys go support him over there. Use promo code PUFF20 to save yourself 20% at checkout. Also, we got Athletic, ATHLETHC.com. They offer the 2 milligram mints. Make sure you guys go check those out. Those are great to get you throughout the day. You can use promo code PUFF for a special discount over there. So make sure you guys go and support Athletic, ATHLETHC. Those guys are doing some big things over there as well. And then, of course, the guys over at Back Nine Botanicals. Truly always taking care of the Pitch, Putt, and Puff crew. Just a couple weeks ago, they sponsored a weekend, and the guys got their hands on some of the Moonlight Mulligan, the Birdie Boost, and a couple other shooters as well. My man Bob was a big fan of the Moonlight Mulligan, having some trouble sleeping. I told him, I said, dude, try these. I'm telling you, the CBN in here is what really puts you down. And sure enough, it's been doing the trick for him. So shout out Back Nine Botanicals. Check them out, back9botanicals.com. Use promo code TPUFF10 to save yourself 10% at checkout. And now tonight, with our newest sponsor, I wanted to do this the other night when Mikey was on. So we'll be working with Mulligan Wear. Make sure you guys go check out my guy John over at Mulligan Wear. Mulligan Wear _ on Instagram. He was nice enough to send us a little care package to the Pitch, Putt, and Puff, and let's get into it. Starting off with his new hats. Boom. Mulligan Wear, nice, clean look, nothing crazy. This is a nice looking hat right here. It's going to be tough to keep clean on the course, but good for the casual. Let's see what else we got in here. We got the navy blue, red, white, and blue, great for the 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, those kind of thing. Those rounds right there. Mulligan Wear is doing big things. Like I always talk about the hoodie I got from him. It's absolutely fire. Go check him out, Mulligan Wear _ We got a couple more in here. What do we got? We have, this is his Masters one, the Mulligan Wear with the lawn chair. So go check that out. This is more of a dad hat. This is pretty nice as well. And then last but not least, we got the new polo. This is fire. Let's bust this open to give you guys a good look of what we're working with over here at Mulligan Wear. Oh, this is nice. I'm telling you, I can tell right by touching it. The material is fire. Got the camouflage. Check out the collar. It's not one of the regular polo collars. So my man John over at Mulligan Wear, the Pitch, Putt, and Puff crew really appreciates the partnership. Really excited to be working together. I'm hoping for big things in the future between the Pitch, Putt, and Puff and Mulligan Wear. Fellow New Yorker, man. So hopefully we can make something happen and get around the golf in this summer as well. But tonight we're going to get into it a little bit here. First, we'll start off with what's going on this weekend. Going to do a scramble. It's been a while since we've done a scramble. First one of the year. I always like doing these to really get the guys, just build the camaraderie up. It's always fun playing with the pitch putt and puff crew. We have a great time out there. We have stories upon stories. As you guys seen on YouTube, I dropped a fairway Mike, fairway tales with fairway Mike. I have a few more of those banked up, so I'll be expecting a couple of those to drop soon. And so we're gonna do a scramble. I think the best way to do it usually is through the rankings, but we haven't really had an accurate setup for the rankings right now. So I'm kind of just gonna go base it off of what I think is gonna work out best, and kind of even the teams out from what I see playing with these guys all the time. So my rank would be Bub, J, 1, 2. The third guy right now, the way he's been playing, honestly, the last 2-3 weeks is Hank. Hank's really jumped up into that third spot consistently, not only on Sundays but throughout the week. He's been playing really well in our Friday league. So Hank would make the jump up into the third spot, followed by Parisi in the fourth spot. And then you have myself coming in at number 5. Just because of the inconsistency I had a heater going today. I had to leave after the 15th hole, very slow pace of play out there. We had some walkers, and it was about 95 degrees, so that definitely took a toll on them. I had a 66 after the 15th hole, 3 holes to go, and I had to take off to go catch the school bus. So I guess I'll never know if today was a break 80 day. Had a really good shot at it, but it just we'll never know. I was very tempted to go back out later tonight and walk those last 3 holes just to put a score up and see what it would have been, but it would have never been accurate. It really screwed me. I started an hour earlier than I normally do to play a full 18 today, and I just couldn't get it done. But it is what it is. Priorities. But yeah, scramble teams to start off. We're going to split Bub and Jay. So grab my pen here to write this down real quick. So Bub's on one. We're going to go JR the other. And then let's see. Bub, J, then we'll go Hank with Bub. Parisi will go with J. Then I'll put myself with Bub and Hank, and then we're going to put JR, Parisi, Brad. So Brad's the opposite of me. He would come in at the 6th spot, and then we have Fairway and Kev rounding out the rest of the group. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the regulars. I call it me, Bub, Bogey, and Hank play all the time during the week. And then we'll put Kev and Brad together. I think that really evens it out, especially Parisi and Jay. Brad all can get off the tee really well, distance-wise. Me and Bob can, if we hit the ball well. Hank will get us out there consistent every time. We're going to gain some distance from fairway, playing from the senior tees. And then, I mean, Jay's been on a streak too. So I think I think these teams are pretty legit. We're going to do a small wager, and we'll just have fun on Sunday, not get too crazy out there. But going forward, it's going to be crunch time the rest of the season, really locking in for the rankings and for some cash here on Sundays with the pitch, putt, and puff. But tonight, man, I really wanted to try to do something different, and we're going to talk about the rise of the stone golfer. You see it out there all the time, more and more. Older people, younger people. I've noticed on the golf course anyway that there's a lot more cannabis use. You see the vapes going, see some gummies. I don't know if there's CBD, THC gummies going in the parking lot, whatever the case may be, but you're definitely seeing it a little bit more. It's crazy how it really starts. You're standing on that tee box, perfect 73-degree day. Driver's feeling good. You're just one smooth swing away from hitting a bomb down the middle. The only thing is you just ripped a fat joint and you forgot what hole you're on. I mean, some guys get to that level. They really do. But it's turning into a new era of golf where you're seeing, like I said, you're seeing more people out there hitting the pre-rolls. I see cones, the tips of cones, zigzags, raw, whatever, all over the place on the course now. And I'm like, those aren't from the pitch, putt, and puff crew. So you're seeing a lot more of it. So yeah, we're gonna dive into the stone golfer a little bit. So my big question, and curious to what people think, you can hit it up in the comments if you're tuning in here. What's why do golfers, especially casual golfers, like they really started pairing cannabis? Like cannabis has become like a part of golf. I'm not the only golf cannabis influencer, content creator page, whatever you want to call it. Um, I'm seeing quite a few out there. You got my guy over at Eighth Iron, Dominic. You got 710 Golf out there in California as well. I mean, there's a more California based, but there's not too much of. You got 420 Golf. There's a few of them out there, but you're not. I mean, it's starting to slowly grow. You're not seeing much over here on the East Coast, but here the game is growing, especially around the cannabis side of things. Uh, I look at it in my personal aspect, like cannabis use on the golf course is pretty. It depends on your experience with it, I should say, to start there. But like I've been smoking for a while, using cannabis for a while, um, and sometimes I do have a better focus when I'm out there using some cannabis. Could be hitting the vape a couple times. I always say this, and I think when I had Beth on from Canna Nutrition locally here in the 518, we were kind of talking about this, and it's all about finding a balance. You can't go over. It's the same thing as drinking. When you have one too many, you get a little wobbly out there. It makes it a lot harder to putt. Makes it focus on your tee shot, the mental game of it, staying focused in general. So if you find that nice comfort zone, I think cannabis can be very, very beneficial. And you also kind of get the it is what it is, you know. There's less frustration over bad shots. You're not getting extremely pissed off. Me and Mikey were talking about this the other night. If I'm playing bad, you really don't know it. I'm probably gonna go sit in the cart and listen to some tunes or think about what I got to do with my next shot and try to lock in and turn the round, in the right direction. Um, I find it to be a lot more fun. I have a lot more fun out there. I'm not a big drinker, never really was. I can tell you the two times that I actually like got a buzz and got a little drunk on the golf course. It wasn't the most fun experience. I played terrible, and I'm extremely competitive, so I always want to play good, not only for myself, but if I'm competing against someone else, um, I want to be able to be productive and present myself like I know what the hell I'm doing, especially. But there's a lot of I don't know. The drinking's not for me. I see a lot of guys doing it out there. I don't understand how they could have 5, 6 beers and still be able to hit a putt straight. That's something I just couldn't figure out. That's not my thing. That's why I'm the cannabis more on the cannabis side of things, and I find it, if we space it out properly, I'd say maybe 2 to 3 joints max around amongst the four. If you got all four guys smoking in the group, if there's only 2 or 3 guys, probably cut it back a little bit. I mean, there is the days obviously we're out there and we're letting it rip not only off the tee but with the pre rolls and such. So it's just you got to keep it under control to keep it at a level that you can still enjoy yourself and put out a productive round. Uh, how it affects your brain, like I was kind of getting into it a little bit, but like I said, I'm just more chill. Calms the nerves down, especially like on that first tee box when everybody's sitting there watching. You got the starter, you got the guys warming up on the putting green, working on their chipping. People just chat, and there's always chatter going on at the first tee box. It's kind of like I said, it is what it is. Just getting up there, you take a nice easy swing and hope for the best to just get it out there and play. Like for example, today I wasn't even because I was nervous or anything like that. I just hit a bad tee shot. I won. There's probably 15, 20 people watching. I popped it up, 40 yards. Second shot, I hit a 4 hybrid about 200. I'm still in the hole. Had a chance at par. Ended up with a bogey. But it's the little things. It's really just staying focused. Where maybe if I wasn't a little, buzzed up or whatever, I would have been like, oh man, now I got to worry about hitting this shot, and got a little bit more frustrated. But it kind of keeps the zen, I guess, mellows me out to the point where I don't care and I can lock into what my next. It's kind of the quarterback mentality. You can't fix what just happened. So what can you do next to really go after it? So that's one of my personal stories about, just recently being out there. But I mean, there's been some crazy stories. I mean, you guys, if you remember last year, I had the experience with Hank and Fairway. We got into it. Someone gave Fairway a birthday present, a little pre-roll for the birthday, and unfortunately, it wasn't a regular pre-roll. Caused some crazy shit. Had to call 911 for Hank. He passed out. We don't know if it was from that, whatever the case may be. But that's probably my craziest cannabis golf story I could relate to. It always will be. I pray to God there's nothing that tops that. Um, but yeah, when I get into the comparing like a good cannabis related and golf story, that would be the one I would go to. But ideally, I hope that never happens again. So what's cool too, like I said, California, you're seeing a lot of these cannabis pages and different guys. Like I said, Eighth Iron, 420 and Company, et cetera, et cetera. There's 24 states that cannabis is recreationally legal now. It's definitely changing the culture. You're seeing a lot more of it. You see the guys, the broke boys out there. They're in Cali, I believe, as well. They got their dab rigs, their little Puffcos out there, right on the course, man. They're setting it down on the green while they're hitting the Puffco. So public courses are turning a blind eye, or they just becoming acceptable to it, knowing like if that's where you can smoke a cigar or cigarettes, you got to let the people use the joints. It's the same thing now. I mean, you can drink beers out there, you can do shots. Really, what's the difference? People are still doing their thing one way or the other. Country clubs, I don't really know. I don't play country clubs often, so I don't know how they quite feel about it. I'm assuming most country clubs are probably pretty cool as long as you keep it respectable. That's our big thing. Like I said, there's certain holes where we're not going to smoke. We keep it respectable. Don't go near the school with it, et cetera, et cetera. So you just got to know your spot, and really, and just have respect not only for the people at the course, but the course itself. So never have a problem with the pitch putt and puff crew. Now, my big question is the way it's kind of going. I see some smaller golf brands doing it, but I wonder if some of the bigger brands will start to lean into it. Will they start supporting the cannabis side of things? Like, will Melbourne or even, I don't see Nike doing anybody like that or Under Armour, but some of these other golf companies, the bigger ones, will they start supporting some cannabis stuff? Like I know Swing Juice has a few, like a Golf and Ganja line, and other companies are out there producing their own things. But like, will there be any big name golf companies that really get behind the cannabis use in golf? And not only is it good for the focus and the flow, and obviously the recovery. Like cannabis, the plant is a medicine first and foremost, and it's something people really forget. And I personally use it to help me sleep. I use it for some pains, some aches and pains. It helps me focus. Like there's a lot of things that I use cannabis for. It's not just to catch the buzz. It's not just be like, oh, let's go get stoned, man. I've never been that guy. I'm very productive. I used to smoke back in the day and go play basketball for 6 hours. Like I was never sitting on the couch lazy. And like, I think that stigma is slowly, especially, nowadays starting to go away, which is really cool to see. But I would like to see some of the bigger brands in the golf world start to get behind the cannabis as well. So I think so much crazy shit's happened in the past 10 years in the golf world with the change. Just the way people dress and everything else. I think it would be cool to see if it starts to turn that way for cannabis and golf as well. So I was thinking it'd be funny to come up with some good golf themed, like cannabis themed golf courses, I should say. Excuse me. I was thinking like the Highland Greens. That's obviously an easy one. The Blunt Dunes is another good one. There's a few of them I thought of, but I don't want to sound too cheesy now. But it's like I said a little bit too. The culture's kind of here. We just got to keep pushing the cannabis and golf culture. The YouTube has been great to the pitch putt and puff as of late. We've had no issues with anything we've been doing. Shout out YouTube. I've been I'm learning the game. When I first started doing this, had to change the logo, had to change what I was posting. I had product on the table to sample, and those were getting flagged for yada yada yada. So you kind of just got to be a little bit more self-aware of what's going on, and what is acceptable and not acceptable. Put the page to 21 and over was a big thing. I think really ever since then that's been one of the keys. But yeah, I mean, we're starting to see a lot more cannabis content on the internet, golf and cannabis especially. So I'd love to do a collab with anybody who's involved in it, especially anybody in the East Coast. We'd love to set something up here in the pitch putt and puff. Our crew's willing to travel, so you let us know a good weekend. We'll be headed out to Binghamton in September. So if there's anybody out west in Western New York, hit us up. We'd love to link up and get around the golf in. We got 8, maybe 9 9 guys going out to Binghamton from the Pitch Putt and Puff crew, so we could set something up as well. But just gotta keep this grind going. We really gotta keep the cannabis and golf movement just getting bigger. And here in upstate New York, we just got to keep the cannabis movement really going in a positive direction as it is. And I think we really do for a big event. I'm working my ass off behind the scenes, really trying to make this tournament happen. So stay tuned to that. I hopefully will be dropping some news on that within the upcoming weeks. What's some the blunt bags, weed accessories designed for golf bags? Like that would be pretty cool. A little setup for a stash. I got my man, the Golf Buccaneer, sent me a nice little bag he sewed. It's actually in my golf bag. I use it all the time for my personal setup. And the guys over at 420 Golf, they also have the stash ball with the one-hitter pen and the one golf ball as a grinder. Pretty cool little setup as well. So those are two of my top things I usually have in the bag. Some of the funny things I was checking up onto when I started trying to do a little bit on the cannabis and golf, the rise of the stoner here in the golf world, was the different stereotypes that guys who are cannabis users get on the golf course. And some of these things I've witnessed myself. So there's the guy who forgets to hit, or the guy who hit and forgot he hit. My man Hank. Hank did that last year. We were talking to Tom, one of the guys who helps run the league. Excuse me. And Hank went and hit his ball. We got talking to Tom. I went and hit my ball. Continue the conversation. Hank grabs his driver back out of the bag. And I guess he didn't like his first shot, went to hit the ball again. Me and Tom just looked at each other smiling. And sure enough, Hank goes, I already hit one, didn't I? I'm like, you definitely did, bro. So Hank tried to hit 2 of them there. Then you got some guys out there who will narrate the play-by-play for their swing. I do that sometimes. I'll start talking about what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. Sometimes I do that too, just to take my thoughts out of it, and just verbally say them sometimes helps as well. I don't necessarily mean to sound like I'm narrating a 30 for 30 on ESPN, but something to that extent. Then you got the guy who's got the snacks. That's our guy, Fairway. There's one of these guys in every group. Fairway's ours. He brings a cooler that takes up the whole back of the cart. He'll come in with what do you have today? He had some turkey and cheese roll-ups, or some ham and cheese. He didn't want to ask the lady at the grocery store for a hard roll, so he just rolled them up like joints and was snacking on those all day. Then he dropped his devil dogs at the turn, which was very disappointing for our guy Fairway. I think that pretty much was the game changer for him that really ruined the rest of his round when the devil dogs went down. But it happens, man. It happens. Who else we got? And then you got the philosopher, the guy who kind of just gets zoned out, doesn't pay attention. That would be our guy, Steve, man. Steve would just be standing there sometimes. We haven't played with him yet this year. But Steve would come out of nowhere and just say some of the most random shit. It would be so funny at times. But Steve would be our guy. Like, for example, like he'd be sitting there on the 9th hole and like, you guys think time travel really exists? Like, where it has nothing to do with anything. And Steve just brings up a most random topic like that. So just to close this out, man, I think it's, like I said, keep pushing the movement. We appreciate the support here we get at the Pitch Putt and Puff for sure. This is a quick one. I'm real excited about this weekend. I like the teams. Once again, we'll run it back. It's Bub, Hank, myself, and Fairway. JR, Parisi. Parisi's really the deciding factor, I think, in this here. He'll decide on what happens with these two teams, because if we get A game Parisi, that's a tough team to beat. Same as Brad. And then if we get B team Parisi, we're going to have a battle here. So I think overall it's going to be a good time. Trash talking. We'll figure out what we're going to ante up here and put a couple bucks on the line. And then hopefully on Sunday, I might even try to do something live from the course and maybe do a little recap show after the round right from the course, where we're not worried about pulling cards, adding skins, doing all that shit. Nice, easy. What's the score? You won. We lost. Boom, boom, boom. We're out of there. Quick little 10, 15-minute interviews and move on. But appreciate everybody tuning in. This was a cool episode. I had fun doing it. I don't mind doing a solo episode every once in a while. So hit me in the DMs, comments. Let me know what you guys think of the solo episodes. Do you guys prefer guests? Do you prefer kicking it with the PPP crew? What are some topics you would like me to hit on? Who are some guests you would like me to have on? I'm working on some things. constantly trying to get new guests on here and continue to really help push some of the brands, especially the startups. You'll never see me going corporate with Nike, Under Armour, any of that ever. I mean, if it does happen, I guess Nike I would probably go with, but that'd be the only one. Shout out Nike. But yeah, I'm real excited for the weekend. I think the teams are going to be pretty good. Good matchups. It all really depends on weather looking pretty good so far. That's kind of why I'm doing a scramble, because we're looking like we might get some early afternoon rain, so maybe we can get through it a little bit faster doing a scramble. Finally had some weather in the 90s here in upstate New York, and hopefully it continues that way for the next few weeks, and we can really get some good golf in, get some good content in. We have hopefully we'll lock up this tournament date and get this set in stone. I'm really excited about getting that done. We got Florida Mike coming up in a few weeks as well, from Florida to play a couple of rounds with us. I'm going to try to set up a Friday PPP event with the Helium boys and a few other guys. Let's see if we can get about 3-4 groups out there as well. But I appreciate everybody tuning in to another episode of the Pitch Putt and Puff. Make sure you guys go check out our sponsors, Athletic, ATHLETHC.com for the 2 milligram THC mints. Powered Flow and Rebound is what they offer over there. Use promo code PUFF for a special discount. Marty and Co. over at Trouble Up the Tea. He's got the fresh new line of hats. Don't forget to check out the audiobook, TroubleUpTheTea.com. Use promo code PUFF20 to save yourself 20% at checkout. Also, we got Back Nine Botanicals, the best in the CBD game, no doubt about it. The Birdie Boost, the Moonlight Mulligan, Tea Time Sunrise. You got your THC shooters with the orange and the passion fruit, as well as the new muscle and joint rub stick from Back Nine, constantly coming up with innovative things. And get yourself some Back Nine golf balls, man. Go get them out there. If you lose one, who cares? It's advertisement, you know. Let everybody know who Back Nine Botanicals are, and make sure you guys use promo code TPUFF10 to save yourself 10% at checkout. Also, last but not least, honored to have the partnership with Mulligan Wear. Appreciate the hats. These are super fresh. The hoodie was awesome. I'm real excited to get that polo on. This thing, the material is nice, dry wicking, like a dry fit. This is super dope. So shout out Mulligan Wear. Check them out, MulliganWear _ on Instagram. And once again, I appreciate everybody tuning in of the Pitch Putt.
Roll up the green, hit the links with RGB. Pitch Putt and Puff, it's our podcast scene. Talking Burt and Bogies, hole in one dream. Golf cart cruising, we're the illest team. Pitch Putt and Puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff. Got my clubs in the trunk, blunt in the front. Tee off in the noon, cause we don't bunt. Discuss in the course, weed strains for lunch. Straight shooters on the greens, not a front. Pitch Putt and Puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff. Smoking aces, laces tied tight. With a puff we fly, elevate the night. Golf ball soaring, higher than a kite. Fairway to heaven, shining real bright. Pitch Putt and Puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff.